The Swan is quite possibly one of the most recognizable tunes, airs, beautiful melodies that you'll ever play on the cello. If you really want to learn this song now, this is the video for you because it is in C major, a fifth lower, and does not require you to mount onto the higher register thumb position. In this video, you will also learn the fingering that you will use in the G major version, the original. Most of the fingerings apply because you're just one string over. So without further ado, let's jump into this lesson on how to play The Swan from Camille Saint-Saëns' Carnival of the Animals, the easy version. Before we get into the fingerings, I must discuss the bowings. These long legatos, like you are a graceful swan gliding across the water. And then you do this mounting up to the high register. Here, replace your bow, not at the frog, but at the middle, and continue in measure 6. Now in measure 8, starting down bow, and then ending that in measure 9 in up bow. Here is another lift. You want to place it in the middle, not at the frog, but in the middle. And same down bow. When you see these notes with lines above them, those are tenuto markings, meaning to lengthen the notes, starting in measure 14. Here. So at the next measure, up bow. And that should connect. There should not be any time, any space. There's no grand pause there. There's many interpretations to it, but in this version, I choose to glide on through. Now we've discussed the bowing, let's get into the fingering. And to do that, we need to zoom in. So we start here in the 4th position. Measure 2. 4, 3, shifting back to 1, shifting back up to the upper 2nd position, 4, 2, crossing over to the G string, 2 on the C, 3rd measure, shifting back up to 4th position, 1 on the D, 3 on the E natural, 4 on the F natural. The upper 2nd position here in the 2nd measure is used a lot, and so if you are not familiar with the upper 2nd position, there is a video here. I highly suggest you look at that and return right back to this video. We start measure 4 in the 1st position. And then shift up to the upper 2nd position. Shift back to the 1st position. Remain there. And then allow your finger to do a slight slide, glissando. To the 4th position. The 4th position, if you're unfamiliar, there's a card in the top right of your screen. And it's one of the easier positions to be in tune because you allow your hand to naturally fall on the cello. Not straight up and down, but at an angle. Continuing in measure 6, it's the same as the beginning. 4, 3, shifting back 1, shift up, forward 2, and over 2. Looking in measure 6, there is a Roman numeral 2, which means you start on the second string, the D string. Roman numerals signify which string you play on. Let us continue to measure 7, where we start on the G string in the lower 5th position. Find 4th, go up 1/2 step, and those are the notes D sharp, E natural, F sharp. The next measure is probably one of the more tricky measures. You're shifting back 1 on the B natural. You find that by finding your upper 2nd position, dropping your 1. Then shift to upper 3rd position. If you're unfamiliar with this position, there is a card in the top right of your screen. You know what to do. Going back to the partition, it's 1 on the C sharp, 3 on the D sharp, 4 on the E. Then shifting over, 1 on the F sharp, 2 on the G, 4 on the A, that's on the D string. Shifting over, 1 on the B natural, 2, which is an extension to the C sharp, plus 4 on the D sharp, sliding up to the G in 4th position. I'll play that for you. Starting measure 10 in where you just left off, 4th position. 4 on the G, 1 on the E, D string, 4 on the C, 1 on the A, 3 on the B, 4 on the C. Going to measure 11, shifting back 1 whole step to the lower 3rd position. 1 on the G natural, stretch to 2 on the A, dropping your 4, nice and relaxed on the B natural.